All right, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I am showing a workout I found online, and you might remember a while ago, like a really long time ago, depending on when this comes out, I asked you guys, what do you think of this workout and how could you improve it? So today I'm making a video all about that. So here is the workout. Now, I don't know who is supposed to be doing this. I don't know who this is for, but regardless, there are a lot of things wrong with this individual workout. So let's go through it step by step. Power cleans, 5 sets of 15 at 60% 1 rep max. Box squat, 5 sets of 15 at 60% 1 rep max. Shoulder press, 5 sets of 15. Hamstring curls, 5 sets of 8, hip thrusters, 5 sets of 10, and core, 3 sets of max reps. So let's look at the positive aspects of this workout. So it's got I have no beef with the actual exercise selection itself. It is a full body workout, and full body workouts always seem kind of all over the place, especially to me. But as long as it's part of a greater training program and a greater training goal, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the exercises that were selected. There's a lot of compound lifts, got some accessory single joint exercise in there, and those are both gonna target strength and muscle growth, hypertrophy, whatever you want to call it. Now let's look at the first exercise, power cleans. It's put in the right spot at the beginning of the workout. It's an explosive movement that's going to build power, speed, and total body coordination. The focus here is on the posterior chain, mainly glutes, hamstrings, lower back. If you're training for athleticism or sport, the power clean is a great exercise. Now let's look at the second exercise, the box squat. And so far, the ordering of the exercises is pretty good, I must say. Another great lift is box squats. They're amazing for developing posterior chain, can help you build power in your hips, glutes, and quads. A little bit of hamstring, but not too much. The box helps good form, consistent depth. It helps you sit back and take advantage of strong hips, or building your strong hips, which athletes can benefit from. And it makes sure you don't lean forward too much, and it can relieve some pressure off the knees. So good exercise choice here. Then we have the shoulder press, so a little bit of upper body in here as well. So strong shoulders are obviously going to be very important to athletes, and I'm going to assume this exercise is for athletes. The whiteboard did look like it was almost like in a weight room. The shoulder press is one of the best exercises for upper body strength. It's a compound movement, hits the deltoids and the triceps and a tiny bit of the upper pec muscle, and it'll help with overhead strength, which is good for just overhead mobility, shoulder mobility, and functional movement. So another great choice of exercise. Then we have hamstring curls. So we're getting into the accessories of the workout training routine right here, which when I use the word accessories, I mean things that are probably not the main lift, that will help the main lift, or just strengthen the joints involved in the main lift. Very simple. So you have hamstring curls. Obviously, it's going to isolate the hamstring. It's going to isolate them in knee flexion. They're a good accessory to help balance out leg training by targeting the posterior, so backside of your body, which is just as important as the quads. And you need them in balance. If anything, your hamstrings kind of need to get a little bit more volume than your quads, just to counteract for the amount of force that they're going to be undergoing through sports. So no issues here, once again, with the exercise selection. Then hip thrusters, which I'm assuming they meant like almost like a glute bridge type of thing, which focuses on the glutes, helps increase a form of hip drive. This is actually really good for any type of grappler. I've learned this through jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of hip bridging and a lot of hip thrusting. It's crucial for improving squats and deadlifts, and sprinting performance also can benefit from hip thrusts, and they help activate the glutes and can kind of protect your lower back in a way. So once again, no issues with the exercise selection. And then core. Core obviously has to be in any program, whether you're a general trainee, elderly, young person just starting out, powerlifter, bodybuilder, athlete, strongman, you must have a strong core. So I like that they gave the athletes their choice of core exercise, as long as the athletes know what's a good and bad core exercise. Now let's focus on the not so good. Obviously, the volume and the intensity. The biggest thing that stands out to me is the 5 sets of 15 for both power cleans and box squats. That's just absolutely crazy. 5 sets of 15, honestly, I think even though the volume's still kind of high, I would have preferred they almost flipped that and did 15 sets of 5. That would still be kind of crazy, but it would match almost the percentage that you're working with. Doing sets of 15 for box squats might be okay. It's really not going to do much other than muscular endurance, but sets of 15 for power cleans is absolutely asinine and ridiculous. I have no problem with a 15 rep set here. But what I have a problem with is when you're expecting an athlete to do 75 reps in 5 sets with exercises that require high coordination and high power outputs, then you're just looking at disaster here. And then the 5 sets of 15 for shoulder presses also is not the end of the world, but I'd imagine these are college athletes, and if a lot of them don't have a good strength background, or they're just like kind of starting off with strength and conditioning, the weight here they're using is going to be so light. 5 sets of 15, some of them might just be using the bar if you're doing standing, or like 25-pound dumbbells if you're doing them seated. I'd probably recommend doing like maybe 4 to 6 sets of 4 to 8 reps, and they don't have to be to failure. This is going to be much better than doing 5 sets of 15, especially considering the coach is expecting the athletes to do 5 sets of 15 on the box squats and 5 sets of 15 on the power cleans. This workout just looks like it has too much endurance stuff built into it. And then the hamstring curls and the hip thrusters, these are good. The rep ranges maybe need to be adjusted. So I would say maybe for the hamstring curls, 8 to 15, and honestly, even for the hip thrusters, sets of 8 to 15. And you probably can honestly get away with 2 to 3 sets of each. And then the core I have no issues with. And then I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I would increase the intensity of the power cleans and the box squats to maybe 70 to 80% of the athlete's 1 rep max, and doing maybe 4 to 6 sets of 3 to 5 reps. I think that's a much better approach than endurance. So that's it for today. Overall, that workout sucks balls, and there's just a tiny bit of improvements that need to be made. Notice how I didn't change any of the exercises or any of the motor patterns. I just kind of made some little tweaks to the percentages, the sets, and the reps, and you can turn any junky workout like that one that sucks balls into a pretty effective workout. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great day.